Welcome to the Capo Show. I'm your host, Duncan Danton, filling in for AJ Johnson. Also got everybody out there in the audience. Brent, I see you knocking in the chat room right away. I was actually running around doing my little bit of due diligence, waiting. I thought maybe this was going to start a little bit later, but I guess 7 o'clock. Duncan Dad's fault, my fault. But welcome to the Capo Show. Big game coming up this weekend, of course, versus the Browns. Notice the Browns have kind of been laying smackdown as of late. My apologies. I thought we were 8 o'clock running, working off a Central Time. So,
Don't worry.
how's it going?
Going good. How about you?
Good, going well, man. Yeah, I was impressed. Actually, I went back and I was looking at the depth on some of these rosters that are out there.
Oh, it's insane,
dude. They're insane.
There's a team in Bradenton, the Southwest Florida Gladiators. They have like 100 people on the roster.
Yeah, I had to cut myself off, and I started doing like the full view on the page, and I was like, no, I need the list view. And I just kept going and going and going and going and going. And some of these guys are just they're big boys, man. They are some big boys. And I was like, okay, maybe amateurs be okay. And I mean, these guys, put them out there, give them a shot, give them a tryout, man. Some of these guys must be making an impact.
You got some guys in this league that are former NFL players.
Yeah, some of the names look familiar.
Like if you go on the West Coast Soldiers, they have Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie.
Okay, yeah.
There's a guy on the Dade County Raiders that played for, I think it was the Jets organization on the practice squad.
Okay.
Another guy that's down in Broward that played in the Green Bay Packers organization. There's some guys in this league.
Yeah, they're definitely. I was really impressed when I started to break it down team by team and division by division, and I saw the huge jump between last year's the amount of teams. Right, you guys up like 40 teams this year, right?
So right now they just booted a team in one folded, so they're down to 36, I think.
36 of it.
But still, it's a big league,
Oh, it's huge.
They got bigger though because last year there was a league called the FFA, the Football Federation Alliance, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They ceased operations after last season, so all those teams came to this league.
Oh wow, pretty intense. Now, you guys have the Browns this week.
Correct.
What's your feel on it? I went back. I kind of did the old look at the matchup, look who they played, look who you played, put them together, draw the parallel. And I mean, I see there's a little bit of success on both sides, but from what like the optics on the outside looking in is like, oh man, this team is, they're handling their business. Have they been together a lot longer? The Browns, what's their story?
The Browns were a team back in like 2007, 2018. They won back-to-back championships in the league they were in. They folded. I forgot what year it was. They didn't have a team. So this year they brought it back, and they added what's called, the team was the Magic City Bulls. They brought a whole bunch of their players over. They brought all their coaching staff. So they've got guys that played together for years and won championships together. I mean, coaching staff on that team is like, I think all of them won 8 championships each.
Right.
Hello, Eddie.
There's our man, Eddie. Do you hear us out there, Eddie?
What's up, Jeff?
Sarah, how are you?
So Coach Eddie and I went to the Browns game over the weekend, and we both had a lot of ideas of what we can run on both sides of the ball. Saw what their weaknesses were, saw the key matchups we could use. So I think we're gonna go out there and probably shock them a little bit. Obviously we want to pull the upset, which we're very capable of doing. Mm-hmm. They haven't seen a defense like ours yet.
That's what I was looking at. Your points against, it looks like it's pretty favorable. Like you guys get out there, you sort of establish a tone. AJ was passing along, the info about how you guys kind of have stuff on lockdown, a couple breaks here and there. But one thing that I really liked about the Capos from even the video and the equipment that I've seen is that you can tell that guys are on the same page. When you get guys on the same page and you get people to buy into something, you can do amazing things. You can really do amazing. It's not really going to be an upset if you guys get out there and you execute the way that you can execute. That's all you need to do. Play by play, down by down.
Too. You see, if Coach Eddie's running a little bit late because he's coming from work, whatever, his guys go do their own thing. They start doing all their drills on their own. They know what they're supposed to be doing. There's never a moment where they're just sitting around. Offense is a little bit different because, we're installing stuff and trying to coach some of these guys up that may not have as much experience or might not have had coaching.
Right.
But, even though our defensive coaches are defensive coaches, they still come over and help on the offense whenever they can. They give that defensive perspective to kind of clarify things for guys. And it works well. The guys have really bought into this, and it's been exciting to watch. Now we're 3-2. We're number 9 seed in the playoffs out of 10, with hopes of keep moving up and just keep winning.
Nice. What are the what do you think are your advantages going into this game? Where do you think you can really set the tone against this team and sort of not necessarily catch them off guard, but kind of make them take notice?
So their special teams aren't very strong for them. That game on Saturday, Eddie, what'd they do? Take back the other team took back 2 returns?
Yeah.
Wow. Took 2 back to the house. One was a punt return, one was a kick return. And then the ones that they didn't take, for touchdowns, they still had extremely long runs. So the coverage by the Browns is kind of lacking. So I think we could take advantage of that with our, our athleticism. We're smaller than them, but we're fast. We're young. There's a lot of energy from our guys. The Browns are an older team, so they start taking plays off. So I think when they start doing that's when we start really hitting them hard. Defensively, they haven't. They may have played one team that was the same style when it comes to the speed and athleticism that our defense has. It's going to come down to the DBs because they do have really talented wide receivers on that team. But they all have their weaknesses, and that's something that we are, mentally taking note of on Saturday when we went to the game.
Absolutely. What did you see there, Coach Dillard? What did you take away from that game?
The Browns, they pretty much are they lack on special teams, but offensively, they are one-dimensional. Like they heavy with the 10 personnel. Trip short side of the field. They love to push up their slot. They love to press up the middle of the field. But other than that, man, like they don't spook me. They don't scare me. It's just having our guys in the mindset of we can play with the best of the best, and we can do what we do. That's create turnovers. That's force those third and longs. That force those turnover on downs. And that's it, man. Like at the end of the day, man, the only thing the Browns has is height, a little size, and they're a veteran team because a lot of those guys been playing together for forever. But far as scheme wise, there's no fear on my end. There's no fear.
Nice. Yeah, that's got to be good to hear to the other coaching staff as well, the players. I've always been one of those guys where football, especially as you go on in these matchups, this attrition comes into play. If you guys got the energy, you got the conditioning, you keep playing you play your game, you keep executing, everybody stays in that role. Eventually, you're going to catch somebody, right? And especially like you said, Coach, if they go one-dimensional and they're just about lining up and going downfield and you're going to bite, you're going to catch one. You're definitely going to catch one. So I'm excited to see we got Trayvon jumping in now. What's going on, man?
What's up?
Hey, how you feeling? You all right?
I'm good.
We got some good news on the Trayvon front.
All right, what do you got, Coach?
So Trayvon, him and I talked, and I told him if he went and saw a neurologist and was cleared by the neurologist, for full activity, that if he felt like coming back, he could come back. Right. He did that today, and everything's looking bright. So we'll find out final answer on Thursday.
All right. There you go, man. Put it up. So yeah, throw up the praise, man. That's
he's been like a little kid since he got hurt, like let me play.
Yeah.
So
man, you got to check. You got to make sure everything's all the right way. If not,
we finally made sure that he's good to go, and as long as the doctor says he's good on Thursday, then he's good to go.
That's awesome. That's really, really awesome, man. I mean, that's getting out there, doing something that you love, having an opportunity to do it, and having that momentary pause, right? It puts everything really into that perspective, not only for you for going through it, but everyone else. And, it's just when you can get back to doing what you love, there's really no better feeling in the world. There really isn't, because it's everything. That's everything, man. So congratulations. I hope everything is all buttoned up and I's dotted, T's crossed. See you back out there on the field. Coach has been saying in the other capacity, you've been, talking up the guys, kind of being like
coach up.
Yeah, coaching up everybody. So you got a place in the game, man. You got a place in the game.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. We got, I think, one more guest trying to come on here. Looks like
Joe.
Might be Joe. We'll see. We'll see how it comes
That's our
up.
punter.
Is it your punter? Hey, kickers, we're players too, man. You gotta kick the ball. Field position, man.
It's like the Brady bunch right now.
All about field position. That's right. We'll bring everybody up on the screen to get up here. Let me see what's rolling in our chat. We got big nuts. Uh-oh. So let me ask you from the player's perspective, right? You listen to the coach. What do you think about the Browns? You scared? Not scared?
Nah, man. I done played against no broads for years. I'll never be scared to go against them. Everybody has their weakness. Everybody have their weakness. And, sometimes you can spot it at the beginning of the game. Sometimes you don't catch it until the middle of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is once you spot the weakness and you got to capitalize on their weakness every single chance you get. And how I feel is if we go up first, we never take our feet off the gas. I don't care how bad we win it. We just never take our feet off the gas because it's football. Anything happens.
Yep.
No.
I looked around the league. I saw some of those scores, man. And obviously there's got to be some disparaging the talent and all that, but some of these scores run up like 50-0, 42 to like 10, 11, 12 points. I'm with you, Draymond. You get out there, too many teams nowadays don't do that, right? They don't see that injured, animal and just go for the kill. And what happens? People slip back into games, turnover here, bad punt return there. Next thing, it gets flipped on you. You're looking at a one-possession game when you were up 14, 15 points. So, Coach, what time is this game kicking off?
6 p.m. at Wellington High School, our home field. It's going to be exciting. Just from my perspective, coaching the offense and seeing their defense, there's a lot of things that we can key in on to make it a, really good game. They have great ends that are fast, but there's ways to, counter that. Right. I was out of town on Thursday, and our defensive coaches stepped up and put some new stuff in that could definitely work against these guys because they haven't seen it yet. Right. There's a lot of positives going into this game. And the fact that we've had a couple weeks off to really heal everyone's bodies and get right again has been a blessing. Obviously we wanted to play last week, but the team that we were supposed to play was booted from the league, so we got the automatic forfeit win. But that extra week has definitely helped out a lot of these guys, recovering. And the Browns have been playing nonstop for the most part. So this is one of our receivers, Will.
What's up, Will? How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
All right. You can do
Will's
looking at you this week. Pull down some.
Yeah.
Will actually so Will came out of nowhere to our team, and he recruited like 10 guys. He brought most of our offensive side of the ball to us. Great player, great mismatch. Will, how tall are you?
6'2".
What do you weigh?
200 pounds.
And he throws guys.
Damn. Like a little Jarvis, like a Jarvis Landy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, lives in that slot, right?
So these extra weeks have also helped us with preparation, getting guys on the right page, the ones that were, not understanding certain concepts or certain plays. It's given them that extra time to really work it without worrying about a game that week.
Right.
The Browns have been in battles the last few weeks, so they're, injury decimated a little bit. So that plays into our favor as well. Honestly, I think athletically we can match up with anybody. Talent-wise, I think we can match up with anybody. It's just putting it, all phases of the football together in a game to really dominate. And I feel like this is going to be our statement game because we're, picked to lose bad. We were picked at the beginning of the season to go 0-10. And a lot of things that played in our favor is the fact that we're the underdogs. So when we win, it kind of opens the eyes of everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like I said, it's that, it's that dog mentality, man. You got to get out there and just stay after it. You see something, you see the weakness, you jump on it. You can make a play, you can create a play. Go ahead and do it. I mean, there's nothing that you have against you at this point except for just sell out in every single aspect of the game. Sell out on the special teams, sell out even on the checking up at the line when they're coming off and you're pressing up on defense, right? Never shutting that motor off when you're coming across, watching a guy coming out of the backfield, like spying somebody. There's all these little nuances, all these little phases of the game that's like, oh, do this, oh, do that. But when you put all those pieces together, that's what turns into these opportunities where Coach Dillard's like, you know what? Push up a little bit. And next thing you know, guy gets chipped, you're running one back, or, Will gets a space because somebody decided to come up a little more on the inside and he broke it just right over the top. You know what I mean? Like it's little things, and having that extra week, like you said, especially when you got guys that love the game and they're doing it all on their own and they're buying in and they want to learn and they want to keep growing and they're showing up. No one is, writing these guys $1 million paycheck at this point. The whole goal is like, all right, let's get them out there to be seen. Let somebody come by and say, hey, come on over. I mean, and there's so many larger professional organizations down the road that are now looking for this kind of talent, but you got to show up. You got to want to educate yourself. You got to put in the work. And, this is where that sort of starts. No one else is watching you. No one else is paying attention, right? It's all those little shit we see on like the Rocky and the Creed things. It's like when no one's watching you, you got to put in the work. You got to bust your ass. You got to read. You don't want to get out there and kick the ball fucking 100 times. But guess what? Go do it 100 times. You don't want to take cuts. Go out there and take your cuts. Throw that extra weight up on there. Do that extra sit-up. Don't fucking have that extra piece of pizza or whatever it is. Get your body right, for the game. Afterwards, have a good time, do what you want to do. But you guys are really trending in the right direction to where, like, you're beginning to establish yourself as a reputable, let's take notice. Who are these capos? Like, all right. People starting to come together, got some ideas, got an aggressive defense. They're pretty solid. You're switching up stuff on offense. Nobody's really seen you a whole lot. Get your mind straight with that. You can catch a lot of people off guard, man. You can catch
that's something we try and instill every week, on a week-by-week basis is we have to earn the respect of everyone. And Eddie has a great thing that he tells the players, and that's drop your nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like our team has started to really find that, and embrace that. Early on in the season, you had receivers that didn't necessarily know the routes, or they, ran them, a little bit wrong, or you had a quarterback that was, lacking confidence. Now, looking at pictures from our last game, the Reapers game, there's pictures where there's damn near the whole team is smiling.
Yeah.
That right there is a huge thing, is because they're having fun while they're doing this. And they don't, at the end of the day, the results are the results, but only we determine that. We can go out there, we can smack someone in the mouth, or we could go out there and we could lay down. But I feel like our guys are the type that want to go smack someone in the mouth and start that dominance.
Yeah. You gotta bring that edge, because a lot of people, they're walking in there, especially these teams that have been a little more established, they've been around the block, they feel like they got it. It's all right, playing with my boys all the time, no big deal. Everybody's yelled, I know what he's gonna do, he knows what I'm gonna do. And they start to take plays off, right? They start to take series off. And it's like, wait a minute. My engine, I'm not turning my engine off until it's zeros on the scoreboard. And like you said, it's little bits here and there. Learn and grow. And knowing that, look, I might not get the ball this play, but if I do what I got to do, this guy over here is going to be open. I know if I contain my man on defense on this left side of the field, that short side over there, it's locked. And it's learning, growing, work, showing up. But really exciting stuff, right? I mean, a lot of guys don't get the chance to get out there and do what they love, do what they're good at, and seriously, like straight up, like kudos to everybody because you're putting the time in at home, you're putting the time in whatever you're doing for work, hustling that way, and you're showing up over here, so like that right there is like winning in my world. You know what I mean? Like you're carrying and covering all of your shit. You know what I mean? So winning, yeah, man. Let's go out there and let's have a good time. Let's really turn it up. Let's really get into it. What else you got to be losing? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I want to try something real quick. So Trayvon, what's the most exciting part about this season so far?
Everything, man.
What stands out the most to you, though?
Dedication. The dedication. The 20 plus we have at practice every Tuesday and Thursday. You don't get that in semi-pro. You don't. That is the dedication for me. That's the most out of all the years I've been playing semi-pro. That's the only word I can say about this season is dedication. We got a young team, but we got a young, scrappy team, and they show up. They show up, and that's the hardest thing to get in semi-pro is a full practice. That's very hard to get, and they show up, man. So I just got to give it to the team, man. We are 20, 30 plus deep at away games, and if anybody know anything about real semi-pro, away games is like treacherous because everybody don't show up. But we're 30 plus every away game, so yeah, that's it. Dedication.
Eddie, what's the most exciting thing to you so far? What stands out the most of the season?
I've been over reading mail.
Me and
you ask Will or Joe? Who'd you ask?
Yeah, I didn't hear.
I said Coach Eddie. I said Coach Eddie.
It was neither of us.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking to me.
Oh, Joe's here too?
Yeah, I'm in here.
Big Joe Shiesty here, man.
That boy Joe Shiesty's always up there.
So Eddie, what sticks out the most to you so far as a coach?
Is he still on here? Eddie turned off his camera and muted his mic. I'm not sure if he's still here.
I see him up there.
I see him.
I see him.
Coach Eddie, what's the
Eddie?
biggest
We
thing
need to lock it in here, bro.
Well, what's the biggest thing that sticks out so far for you?
As in what?
From this season, what's the biggest thing that you've seen from this team? What's the most exciting thing? What sticks out the most?
Oh, I think I muted him.
I think what sticks out the most to me about this season so far is the drive in the will to want to be great. Because in the amateur world, man, you don't find that a lot because a lot of guys are all about themselves and it's never about the team. So when it's never about the team, you don't get the team to live up to that capacity or get to that ceiling that they know they can get to. So these young men, I like that will and that drive to just be great. And they don't mind making mistakes because they want to do right. They want to make up for it. So, having guys like Will, Trayvon, Rochelelle, just a couple guys on the team, man, just sprinkle in that leadership, it makes it good, man. Like it makes it better so you don't have to go as psycho as you don't need to. So I think, man, just that will and drive, man, to be competitive and be great at everything that they're doing so far. Like right now, it's good, man. Like it's good, man, and you can see that they are constantly growing from it. It's a constantly growth thing, man. It seems like I'm all over the damn place. I don't know what my mind is.
That's gotta feel good though, from a coach's perspective, right?
Yeah,
that you see people growing, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, they growing, man, and they hungry. Like they hungry. Like who the hell house is that? Trayvon?
Yeah,
that's Trayvon.
You can get them. Oh, my bad. God bless you.
Tell him about his business, man. Tell him about his business, man.
But yeah, it's great, man. I see a lot, man. And the crazy thing is, they haven't even gotten near the ceiling that they can be to yet.
Absolutely.
They haven't gotten near it yet. So once they get close to where they need to be, man, they're gonna erupt even more. It's gonna erupt, man. But I done seen a lot so far. There's so much, man. it's just that excitement for me, man. On my end, I'm just excited. Like I'm ready to put in the full plan for this week, man. Like my nuts been dropped since the game on Saturday. Just looking at it, like my nuts been dropped since, man. Yeah.
Wait,
like,
how was that game?
I'm on their neck, man. They didn't. The Spartans reminded me, like I told Brent,
of us.
They reminded me of us, like speed wise, size wise. I believe we got some bigger guys than what they have, but they gave the Browns hell because they was young, they was hungry, they was fast, and they wouldn't take no for an answer, man. Like they was hitting the Browns in the mouth. Like they had the Browns whole sideline quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't know what to do with them young fellas. Them young fellas was balling. Like they're saying, I say, man, them cats dropped their nuts. And the only way they lost their game, they pulled their nuts up too soon. They should have kept them dropped and just kept playing football. They started getting pretty. You know, they started doing all this nonsense, all this talking. Like, man, when you got a team like the Browns back against the wall, you got to keep your nuts dropped, man. Continue to have that attitude and that whiff about yourself. Like, boy, listen, y'all would not leave off this field without taking this L. They pulled their nuts up too quick, man. And they gave the Browns an opportunity. And the Browns capitalized on the mental errors and the mental mistakes that the Spartans have. That's why we always preach that, guys. Hey, yo, man, we got to be sharp when it comes to those mental errors. Like, we got to nip them quick. Yep. We don't want to have to continue to just dwell on them. Man, let those mental errors and mistakes go, man, and on to the next play. So this week in practice, like I told Brent, man, like it's going to be that type of practice where it's going to be up-tempo, cutting the mental mistakes out, and pretty much preparing these guys, man, to go out to say, hey, yo, you know what, man? You can play with them because that what they doing, the Browns doing, man, that is all talk and all like just boasting. That ain't nothing that can be beaten, man. They could be beaten. That ain't nothing, man. That's nothing, man. My nuts already dropped, man, and they sweated too.
So, Will, what stands out to you the most as a player this season so far?
It's a dramatic change from week 1 to now.
Yes, sir.
Because week 1 we look good as a defense standpoint, but as an offensive standpoint, we came a long way. I say we put up more points as a unit than we did week 1. So I could say like getting better over time and not just like contemplating in the loss, just like getting better over time as a unit and as a team. Because I know some people, as soon as they lose one game, oh, y'all suck, and da-da-da-da, they quit and all that. But we didn't quit after our first game. We kept fighting.
You know, after that first loss is when we had the best practices.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you guys noticed that. That shows the true grit of this team. So now, Joe.
Yep.
So Joe is our specialist. He kicks, he punts, he does all that stuff. He's averaging between 43 and 45 yards per punt.
Yeah.
Nice.
Has been an awesome asset to us to flip the field, you know, when the offense wasn't moving the ball, to put the defense in better positions, you know, getting us that field position back. Great with his kickoffs. You know, he's actually one of the heart. He's part of the heart and soul of the team. He's, you know, the leader at practice. He's the one hyping everybody up. He's leading, you know, workouts, and we do capo jacks. So it's jumping jacks. And you spell out, you know, CAPOS, capos. He's always the first one to jump and get everyone to start that. So he brings that you know, mentality to the game as well, where if he sees somebody down, he's hyping them up. He's getting them in their face, getting them, you know, excited again. Joe came to us randomly off of Instagram, and I had to convince him to come play for us, and I'm so glad he did. He's a very talented player. He's had some, you know, pro workouts, but just wanted to kind of give him a little intro. Joe, what stands out to you the most?
I'd say the thing that stands out to me the most, honestly, is the curiosity of this team. You know, like I see a lot of guys who come out every day, and I feel like they're curious. Okay, how far can I push? How far can I really take this thing? And I feel like they surprise themselves every day. You know, I see a lot of guys who it's almost like they make a play, and it's like, whoa, I didn't really know I could do that. I'm a victim of it. I started. You know, the success with my kickoffs, I was never a kickoff guy. I was horrible in high school with kickoffs, and even through college. You can ask any of my college teammates. I was god awful the one year I did it. And just recently I started playing with it a little bit more. You know, when I came out for the team, I was like, shoot, I guess I gotta do all three. We don't really have another kicker or punter. So it was something I started playing with, and like, you know, now I've kind of reached the point where it's like, okay, you know, I've hit a major breakthrough here. How far can I really take this thing? And I feel like that's something that a lot of the guys are starting to do. You know, I send the workouts every day or every couple of days. Sometimes I forget. But I send the workouts in the group chat, and I see a lot of guys starting to buy into the workouts, and it's almost like, okay, well, how much stronger can I get? You know, how much faster can I get? Jay on defense, he's a guy I see at Crunch every single day, and he's grinding. Um, JB's another one I see in the gym a lot. Will used to come to the gym with me all the time. You know, I mean, I see a lot of guys just being curious, you know, and that's something that I feel like is really important. You know, if you're not curious, then you're not gonna get better. You know, you really got to be curious to see, like, okay, how far can I push this thing, and how much farther can I push it? Because you can never push it far enough. You know, there's always a new ceiling that you can break through, and I feel like that's something that we do very well with. And the other thing I'd say that we do very well with is we handle pressure way better than we did week one. I feel like week one, we were under a lot of constant stress during that game. You know, Lonnie was just under constant stress from the D line. They were pushing through. And, you know, over these last 3 games since the first one, we have handled stress significantly better. And it shows. I mean, we're playing way better football. So I think that's something that actually gives us the upper hand on the Browns coming up, is like, we'll see how well they deal with stress versus how well we deal with it. And I feel like that's going to make the difference between the game.
Absolutely. Coach?
So the reason I did that is because for those that don't really know about this level of football, you have a lot of guys that they're taking this as their second chance. They're taking this as their stay out of trouble thing. The reality of this level of football is, you know, these guys don't get paid. They go from, you know, their jobs during the day to practice at night, and then Saturdays they're at the game. You know, they risk injury at a game, and then they still got to go to work the next week. So the toughness of a lot of these guys is never really recognized. But the talent is amazing. You know, this team, from my perspective, what the most exciting thing is I played at this level for a long time, and, you know, having the amount of people at practice that we have, that never happened when I played. Having guys that are, you know, willing to be coached, that never happened, you know. So it's really good to see, you know, from an owner / head coach / OC perspective, whatever, having all these guys that are willing to put the work in to learn, to, you know, they're open-minded. It's not all about me. It's about the team. What's best for the team to win? What's best for the team to succeed is, you know, in the long run. And that's the thing that stood out to me the most. You know, I look forward to going to practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm already ready for Saturday. Like, I wish we were out at Friday right now. Tomorrow, Saturday. I know that our coaching staff, you know, from top to bottom, everyone's going to do their part. They're going to get all these guys ready to go. You know, Coach Mo is going to get the DBs ready. Coach Eddie's going to get the defense as a whole ready. You're going to have Coach Vick getting the D-line ready. You're going to have we have a player coach who was supposed to play, but he got hurt. His name's Chandler Ferguson. He's been a huge asset for our linebacking core. He's going to get those linebackers ready. You know, I'm pretty much by myself on the offensive side of the ball, but I have Will, I have Trayvon. You know, those guys, they always try and help and step up when it comes to getting other guys coached up. I think we're ready for this. You know, this is the big stage for us, and I wholeheartedly think that we come out on top on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I really, really think so. And a lot of it is like what, you know, what Will said to start out with everybody making the change from week 1 to now, and then what Joe was saying is like, when you have a group of guys who are willing to actually grow and dedicate themselves and listen and make the little changes, that gets scary for other teams, man, because you get people to buy into stuff, and then like Coach was saying, they start having fun with it. I've always said the most dangerous teams in the world are the ones that are executing and having fun. If you're having fun, you might as well just step back because you're going to get steamrolled. You're going to get steamrolled, man. Because everybody's doing their job. Everybody's pulling everybody else up. Everybody's holding everybody else accountable. Now you're laughing. You're having a good time. You're controlling that mentality on the sideline. Get out of the way. Seriously, get out of the way. We're loving it. We're loving it. I hear Trayvon in the background somewhere going on. So
one more thing that I've noticed and heard, like I said, Coach Eddie and I played at this level for a long time. We played together. Having other teams come up to us at the end of games and win or lose, saying some of the things that they say, they giving credit where credit's due. Even if we lose, they're still giving us credit for the small parts of it. But the biggest thing that I've taken away, and I know Coach Eddie's noticed as well, is we don't ever have players fighting on the sideline with each other. That's a big thing at this level. Is you have a lot of teams that when they're down or they're facing adversity, they start fighting each other. They start arguing. It's back and forth, and then you get out of the game. Our guys, they've done a really good job of keeping their heads. They lifting up their teammates when they make a mistake, trying to help coach up. Say, hey, you could have done this in a respectful manner. And we haven't had that side talk on the sideline. It's been nothing but positivity, even when we're down. I mean, there's been some times where guys have their heads down, a big play happens or whatever. But, for the most part, we've gotten really good as a team when our back's against the wall, coming through and doing what we need to do. Granted, there's still games that we lost that, we fought back in, but the fight's there. The guys, they're there. They're not giving up. They're fighting, all 4 quarters. They're doing everything. But like Coach Eddie said, once we clean up those mental errors and we get, hit that ceiling of where these guys actually could be, we're going to be a major problem for everybody because the talent that we have is insane and they haven't even tapped it yet.
Yeah. It's a testament to you. It's a testament to Coach Dillard. It's a testament to the guys. It's a testament to everybody who's supporting it, at home by themselves. Like, it takes every single aspect to come together to actually have some growth. People think like, hey, I can get big if I just, take the whey protein or the soy protein. I'm just going to get big if I just go and I lift and I don't do anything else. I'm going to get sharper if all I have to do is, just read a book for 10 minutes. And it's not. It's like it's every single one of these phases has got to work together. And the big thing, like Coach Dill was saying, like you got to buy into that. And you got to have guys, like Will was saying, that everybody's going to be on board with that. You know what I mean? And you got to put yourself maybe like back here a second because everybody else is growing, And then once that pops off, man, then it is dangerous. And it is crazy. Then it can get, out of control. And you really do. You hit that ceiling and, like Joe was saying, people get to that point, you're like, I've reached my plateau. I can't go any higher. And, and they don't want to go higher because why? It's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take time. It's going to take some corrective and constructive criticism. It's going to take a little bit more of like somebody else is going to have to be in the forefront for a second. It's not going to be me right now. But bigger picture, you're really going to set them on fire. And who knows who else is watching? You guys have already had the local ESPN affiliate come out. I already see that the BSN network is down there watching you guys. I mean, like, there's eyes and ears already starting to pay attention. You know what I mean? And if you got that in the back of your head and you're like, I'm not going to get pissed off on the sideline. I'm not going to make myself look like a smacked ass. I'm not going to talk my teammate down. I'm not going to go get up in someone's face when I don't have to. These are all parts. And you guys know when you sit there and you look at where I'm going to go above semi-pro ball, maybe a REAM, maybe NFL, maybe a tryout, that goes into that little folder that they're looking at. It's that whole person, that whole player. Was he a good teammate? Was he a smacked ass? Was he always up in his coach's grill? Was he listening? Was he taking the direction? Did he put the time in? Could he have put more time in? Like these are all things. And it seems that you have got a really good mix of fun, dedication, execution of the plays, the creativity, recognizing the talent that you have, and just balling out, man. Like, it's going to take time to grow in some places. Like, I couldn't walk in and, you're not going to beat like the dynasty Patriots with like the Jets in a championship game, but you might get there, and who knows? Give me a chance, you know what I mean? But block by block, little by little, get there. Capos football, man. Capos football. That's what it's about.
Yep.
I love it, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, dude. It's we all get to this point, like, in our lives, and we're all coming up, and somebody told me the other day, it's like, you went out the last time with your friends to play your last pickup football game, basketball game, stickball game, whatever it was, and y'all didn't know it was the last time that you were doing it, right? And it was kind of like that was the end of that whole thing. Now you got this opportunity. Like, I'm making the choice to go out there and do this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got life that's going on over here. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff that's in my jacket that's over here. You know what? Wash your hands. Leave that past in the past. This is who's in front of us right now. Go out there and, be the best you and take advantage of this opportunity. And we're all men. Everybody in the league. Look, you're going to show up or you're not going to show up. You know what I mean? Like, this is a you thing. And if you're doing right by you, then you'll do right by your teammates, and you'll do right by the coaches, and you'll see the success. You will. That's the way that things, they logically flow like that. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care what sport you're in. Keep putting in the work, doing the right thing, and over time, you're going to have success. You will have success, and I'm a huge proponent of everything that the Capos stands for. I think everybody has been someplace and done some things and gone through whatever in their lives. It doesn't define you. It's part of what's there, but you know what? We're here now. So max out right here. Have a good time. You're playing semi-pro ball, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing it. You're doing it. So if you're going to do it, then let's go. Shock the world, man. Shock the world. Why? Why can't you? You know what I mean? Why can't you do that? I'm ready to go. I can run through. I can't kick off as well as Joe, but I mean, I could, like, run and get the tee in the middle of the field and just run like a crazy little kid so they don't kill me. My 5'8", 100 and what?
Yeah. I would have appreciated that last game. I was in a knee brace the whole time, so the ref kept throwing it, and I was like, "Bro, you gonna make me chase this damn thing?"
Like the little mascot. Like, what the hell is Duncan doing? Dead. Run me over, man. Yeah, exactly. I would run faster. Exactly. Running for my life, man. Oh man, any parting words of wisdom for this week, there, Coach?
Just got to go out there and 110% effort, regardless if you're not making the play or you are making the play. Ball's coming to you or it's not going to you. It's going to be all gas, no brakes for us. That's what we're working for.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for practice tomorrow night.
Yeah, man. I mean, seriously, play to your strengths. Coach Dillard called it out, with them, the young, feisty, aggressive, scrappy guys last week, playing the Browns. You see that, man. Some people don't have that motor, right? It's like that next gear. If you can just keep it in that next gear, eventually wheels going to fall off the other car and you're going to go right on past them. But you can't, like one little play, like Will was saying, you can't get down. Somebody made a little play. Oh shit! Who cares? You line right back up, take it away the next play, But perseverance, execution, dedication, all being on the same page, the same team. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to where we get it to where we can be like live streaming the Capo football out.
That'd be awesome. It's just baby steps.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna come down there and I'll broadcast with my Samsung. We'll throw it on out. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Good luck this weekend, Coach. Coach Dillard, any parting words?
You say Joe or Will?
Coach. Coach.
He said Eddie.
Oh, coach.
Oh, my fault, man.
You
I
bring
don't
it
even
up.
think
Come
Eddie
on, man.
listening.
Let's go. Come on.
Coach Eddie, any pardoning words?
Eddie, I need you to lock it in, bro.
I think he's thinking about it.
He's thinking.
Eddie's game planner right now. I don't think you guys realize.
Yeah,
Like he's just sitting there writing stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm doing, bro. Listen, man. Listen, it's about y'all at the end of the day, bro. And my job is to prepare myself to prepare y'all for what's ahead. Cause at the end of the day, big dog. Listen, man, my nuts already dropped. They're gonna be dropped the whole week. They're gonna be dropped in practice. They're gonna be dropped at the barbershop. Cause I got a lot of pressure on my chest, bro. And they feel like cause Tony is a so-called best OC. Man, that's trash, man. Y'all just playing off the old school vets. These new young fellas, we bringing them locked and loaded, and they gonna give hell this week, boy. They gonna give hell. I'm just ready for it, man.
You already know
feel
Coach
like if
Eddie
we play
business when he comes to practice tomorrow night with sunglasses on.
Oh,
He's gonna go get him.
You be that.
Nah, I feel like if we play 4 serious quarters of football, though, we could beat. I mean, honestly, I feel like if we play 4 serious quarters of football, I feel like we beat anybody. You know, I mean, you can ask Coach. I show up to practices, I kick, but at the end of the day, I don't want to kick. I don't want to overkick. But like game day, it's a business trip, whether it's a home game or away game. And I feel like if we show up to play 4 quarters of football, there is not a team in this league that can really compete with us unless they bring, like you said, unless they bring the dynasty Patriots. Because we got young, scrappy guys, and we got athletes at the end of the day. I don't care about size. If I go out and I played 110% and you play at 50%, ask Coach. I got 3 tackles on the season. I guarantee you, those guys did not expect me to make those tackles. But at the end of the day, I'm going to come at 100 miles an hour, and even if I mess up, you're still going to feel my mess up.
Let's be realistic. You come at like 14 miles an hour.
Thank you.
I mean, hey, that's still pretty fast for a kicker.
The boy ran like a lineman, man.
Oh my!
But I hit like one too. That's what matters.
Hey, I can imagine his 10-yard shuttle. Yeah, his 10-yard shuttle alone, boy. Listen, I'm a big guy, and I think my 10-yard shuttle run to be faster than Joe's.
No. Come on. Yeah. Don't lie to yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, good, I like your swag. I like your swag, big dog. You know it. You the cool white black guy that I know.
That's right. Everybody needs one, right?
Yeah, definitely. Need that in your
kicker on the replacements.
Yeah. He that guy.
At the beginning of the season, I did tell Coach, I've never hit a cigarette in my life, but I would if I could recreate that scene of him hitting that field goal. Just hit it and flick it off on the field and drill it. If we could make that happen, I would take one singular hit of a cigarette in my life.
Just walk it off and be done. Very nice.
All right, guys.
That would be great.
Thank
Will, you need to say. Well, we got to get Will his shot. Will was all ready to go, and then we cut him off.
Yeah, he quiet. He need to say something.
Yeah, you gotta say
something.
Man,
listen, man, I'm ready for Saturday, man. I don't really do too much talking game week,
No bulls.
Just know, but here's the surprise. I will be playing defense this week.
I'll be ready there, Browns. We're gonna come at you. See, it's gonna happen. We're gonna have like pass deflection, pick one off. You're gonna definitely score.
I think Will's gonna hit somebody so hard that they piss themselves.
Yep, I think.
Probably.
Yep. I can feel it.
It's more than likely.
I'm looking for my 4th tackle on the season. That's all I'm looking for. I want another one on kickoff. Coach doesn't want me to have another one on kickoff, but I want one still.
No. Unless you're like 20 yards downfield.
What I try to explain to him is the kicker shouldn't be the one making the tackle.
Right.
It should be the kick coverage team.
I can't help it. I see ball, I go get ball.
There you go. Keep the mentality up, man. That's I'm looking for Will now. So I got Will marked now. I'm gonna come back next week. I want to see the stat line. I'll be like, all right, see what this guy did. All right. So because he's not gonna press himself. See, Coach Eddie's gonna put him in a position to make a play, and it's just gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna happen. You don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. Sometime between the whistles, you're gonna have some statement play out of Will. is going to be there. You know it's going to be there.
Listen, so the truth is, they got a nice receiver core. But like I've been knowing their quarterback for such a long time. I know he's a turnover machine. You know, he could get away when he need to. Like, he may not have the speed like he had back in the days, but when it comes to turning the ball over, that's something he love to do. Yeah. And as a defense, that's something we love to take advantage of, auto turnovers. So this week, man, in practice, honestly, man, Tuesday and Thursdays, teaching the middle of the field. Teach her how to make this guy be an outside the numbers quarterback this week. Like, he's going to have to press outside the numbers throughout the game. Like, we don't want to give nothing up the middle of the field. We want him to look right or look left by staring down his receivers, bro. And then when I say we are coming, bro. He has no idea what's on my mind, what I've been game planning since the game. I'm looking at the game, and I'm already game planning. So this week, man, like, I'm locked in. Everybody on the defense going to be locked in. Like, there is no excuses this week. It ain't no me pounding my chest or my fault, coach. Ain't none of that this week, man. It's all about getting better rep by rep, asking the question if you don't know it, and continuing, man, to get better at what we want to do this upcoming Saturday. So I'm telling you right now, boy, if you don't see me saying too much in practice, just know I'm dialed in, boy. 1-800-COLLECT, boy. Just answer the phone. That's
Answer
it.
the phone. Answer the phone. All right, Coach Brent. Good luck to the Capos this weekend.
Thank you.
Everybody ball out, show up, keep it real. Looking for a good report Saturday evening when all shuts down. We'll have a happy Easter. Easter Bunny bringing us all big gifts and a big W. So, Capos show, everybody.
Yes, sir. That boy got an ugly name too, boy. Brenton.
Okay, Eddie.
Brenton.
Edward.
I'm gonna say the Easter Bunny better be bringing me Epsom salt.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got some for you if you need some.
Nah, I'm about to take one. I'm about to take one right now. I hit legs today, so.
There you go.
Joe, you don't got no damn legs, bro.
That's what I'm trying to say. He got one leg.
He got one leg.
He got one
leg.
leg.
That man got no legs, man. That man legs is big, man.
Eddie, you been doing any of my workouts?
Yeah. Actually, I have.
Come on.
They have.
You got one quad like this, one quad like that.
Yeah. You want me to be honest, or you want me to lie to you?
Lie to me.
Listen,
lie to me, Coach.
I feel like my quads are pretty even right now.
Yeah, man. It's balance. Gotta be balanced.
Evenly uneven.
We're gonna let Trayvon lead this prayer for you, okay? Yeah. No, it's cool, man.
Cool beans.
I'm ready, dog.
Let me get rid of you guys, and I'll wrap up with the coach. Thanks for jumping on.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Eddie, Joe,
I'm ready.
You ready, Coach?
Yes, oh yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready, bro. All right, so Brent, happy week. Good luck to you guys. Coach, I know Coach Eddie, he's dialed in. He's ready to go. And that defense is going to be ice. They're going to be ice. They're going to be
film.
Just the conversation that him and I had at the game, just back and forth with what we saw. I'm extremely confident that we could take advantage of all this stuff on both sides.
Oh yeah.
There was stuff that he pointed out to me that I could use for our offense. Him being a defensive guy, he sees things a little bit differently, and we're going to key in on that stuff. We're going to really work that this week over the next, 2 practices. And by Thursday, our offense should be ready to go and know what they need to do assignment-wise on some of the new plays that we're putting in. And like he said, it's going to be intense practices this week. It's going to be nonstop, no huddle, hurry up offense, push our defense, because I tell our guys every single week, if we can beat our defense, we can beat anybody, because our defense is that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, you're playing against someone to where like the switch doesn't turn off. Yeah, it makes the offense that much better, makes the defense that much more proficient. Because all you're going to do is just going to get more and more efficient. You're going to get better conditioned. People are going to keep slowing up. They're going to start punching over, grabbing their knee pads, and you're standing. You're ready to go. You're ready to go.
That's the goal, too.
And then, that stuff, that pays off, man. All right, Capos, have a great week. We're looking forward to everybody on Saturday. Come check them out. Game time.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Be there, be square.
Yes, sir.
Palm Beach Capos show. We'll see you next Monday, 7 p.m. Not a little bit later. Throw that on me for the flag.
Oh, it's all right. It was a situation. We're good. Thank you for hosting with us tonight, Duncan.
Yes,
hey, man,
sir.
thanks for jumping on, guys. Great conversation. It's always good to get the guys on, get the feel from them. And, again, not to, like, blow smoke and shit like that, but honestly, knowing the whole premise of what the Capos are doing and what the league is all about. Really, really, I know AJ says a lot, but, kudos to Coach Eddie, kudos to you, Brent, kudos to the other guys on the staff, because you're being that coach, that mentor, that father, that brother, that uncle figure that a lot of people sometimes miss out on, or they may have gotten the wrong message from those supposed to be right there for them. And you're actually, tell them, I'm gonna bring you up. We're gonna come up together. We're gonna, like Coach said, I'm gonna punch through this ceiling, because that ceiling could be anything. You know what I mean? About being a good man, being a good person, being a good teammate, being better in your life. So honestly, it's really one of the most noble things that's going on nowadays, because a lot of people talk a bunch of BS. They want to help, they want to do things, but then when it comes time to actually doing it, they're nowhere to be found. So Thank you guys for showing up. Best of luck this weekend, and let's go. Capos W, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone.
Yes, sir, Chuck. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Great. I'll meet you up a little later, big dog.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Dude, thank you.